Ladies and gentlemen, we have here for your consideration the Shure SM7B, which is a dynamic vocal microphone with a cardioid polar pattern. In the box, which I don't have because this is courtesy of Carl at Rockbottom over the road. He's got several mics there which I'm working my way through. It's because it's one of them. There's a cover plate which fits on the back there. And foam. I don't think there's the additional foam. There's a thicker foam you can get if you're having problems with pops. I think it means this foam. I assume. Anyway, I didn't have the box, so it just came like this. I've done not an unboxing, a sort of close-up video from above. It's a previous video. You can see where I went through everything and looked at it and took the top off and all the rest of it. So let me get down to business here. The manufacturer, Shure, I like their websites. I like if you want to look up something about the SM58, you've got the history going all the way back. Very good with pictures and all sorts of things and black and white photos, I think, from the early days of engineers and God knows what. And likewise with this one. Lots of information. Everything's very clear. They tell you exactly what to do, as if you were an idiot almost, which is great. You better have, like my videos, I feel I better have more than less. You can skip over. So the website's great. What do they say? They say it's for broadcasting, for professional podcasts, it's for critical studio recordings. It captures and enhances the finer details of the human voice while blocking out all the distractions. I suppose they're talking about the cardioid polar pattern there. They do say, and this is well known for this, that it needs 60 plus 60 dB of gain. Don't know if my desk has quite got that, so well, it works. I've got it right up at the top. So it's going to be a little bit of a hiss from the desk, but it's obviously it's low output. I don't know why that would be. But anyway, there is an alternative. There's an SM7DB, which is £450. This one is 330 new for 450. So for £120 more, you can get one with effectively a cloud lifter or a FET head built in, so a preamp built in, so it boosts the preamp, so you don't have that issue of low output. What else do they say? They've got information about it. They say have it the diagram they show is 1 to 6 inches, have it straight on from 1 to 6 inches away from your mouth. They say it's got a internal air suspension to reduce handling noise and thuds and stand-borne noise, so on and so forth. They say it goes from 50 to 20 kilohertz. Now, when I first saw the 20 kilohertz there, because they do say this is a SM57 capsule, and the SM57 capsule is an SM58 capsule. So that seemed a bit odd to me, because they go from 50-ish or so to about 15, and that's with a good wind behind them. So this one says 20. When I look at the chart, frequency chart, I don't see it. So I'm going to put the frequency chart up now and tell you what I've noticed. So I've adulterated this chart with some red lines. Now, in hi-fi fraternity with speakers, when they measured them, they usually say plus or minus 3 dB. They consider that to be acceptable for a physical kind of thing and for human hearing as well. That you're not really going to hear too much. So plus or minus 3 dB is acceptable. So basically, if you can see the red lines I put on there, the horizontal ones, I put the plus or minus 3 dB. And the vertical one at the top is where it goes out more than minus 3 dB, and that's 15 kilohertz, which is what the SM57 capsule does. And then at the other end, we can see that really the minus 3 dB point is 70, not 50. Doesn't surprise me. We look through and see there's a round about the middle. It's flat for a while, which is nice, from about 500 to 4K. Reasonably flat. That, I believe, is with the treble reduced. And then we've got those squiggly lines and so on and so forth. So the dotted line then, I believe, is, no, it's not proximity. I believe this is with the switches, because I've got the switches down here below. Now, what somebody said to me is that with the treble, if you have it in what appears to be boost, it's actually direct. If you get what I'm saying. It's not actually boosted, it's just what the capsule does anyway. That's the shape of the 57 capsule, that's what it does. And that when you hit the switch, it reduces it, even though it says it's flat. Well, it makes it flatter, but if you understand what I'm saying, there isn't a boost. It's just natural, but there's a reduction, because it's passive, so I can't see how you can boost the treble or boost anything. You can only reduce if it's passive. So I believe that's what's going on. That somebody told me that's what's going on. And then at the other end with the dotted line, you can see that that's with the low cut in. So that's cutting. You can do that. You can't really boost. So basically the solid black line up to about 600 is straight from the capsule, and then the dotted line above that will be what the capsule does, which looks pretty much like the natural SM57 capsule. There we go. Did you get all that? And if you look, you can see what the switches do on the back of the mic there, and I'll use them later. It says presence boost, but I think that's actually just the natural presence of the capsule. So what I'm going to do now is put on the graph from the SV33, which is much more expensive. But I noticed that they give you they actually say 30 to 33 kilohertz. Don't really need that, but it's there. It's got that capability. And it's tight, plus or minus 2 dB. And they give you the distance at 5 inches, so there'll be more bass with the proximity there. And they give you the self-noise and the rest of it. Now, to me, I wish microphone manufacturers would just sort things out, really. 20 kilohertz on the SM7, no. Why do you even say that? I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but you can see it on the graph as well. And why do you even say it? You don't say it on the SM57, so I don't know what that's about. But I wish everything would just be standardized. All right, Earthworks are very tight, plus or minus 2. I'd be happy with plus or minus 3. Everybody do the same thing. So you can look at the chart and make something of it and not feel that someone's trying to have one over on you. Don't know. Anyway, that's that out of the way. Okay. Fit, finish, feel, cable, clips, and so on and so forth. Well, as you've seen my video of the close-ups, everything's very well made. No problems at all. You'll notice also that I do mention, I still find it a bit odd, this cable here and coming out of the side. So it kind of grown on me. I just wonder what that's about. Why isn't it internally? Or anyway, you've got this. Anyway, other than that, it's good. All this works well. They show you how to take it apart with all the little washers, and they put them all in order. And excellent. Solidly made in China. Fine, no problems with any of that at all. Just whilst you're there, here's an SM58 for those of you that don't know what this is like. You get an idea of the size. It's quite heavy, but it's going to be on a stand. It's the idea. Could handhold it. And we'll come on to that when I do the tapping and so on and so forth. Well, guess it's time to switch it on. Okay, I'm going to move over from the SV33 to the SM7B, which I've got unadulterated. By that I mean the presence boost, which I don't think is a boost, I think it's a natural thing, is engaged. In other words, it's out of the circuit, I believe, and the bass is flat. So I believe the way I've got it set up now with the treble supposed boost and the bass flat is nothing unadulterated in terms of the signal from the capsule. So it's as it is. Now I'm on the SM7B. What do I notice immediately? Now I'm on the SM7B. What I notice immediately is a fairly compact sound. I noticed that as soon as I said now, shh, and a bit of that. Now I'm on the SM7B, which is SM57-ish. Now I'm on the SM7B, And I notice a little bit of air. Now, in reading on the Shure website, very thorough, as I've said, they mentioned that they mentioned that this body has some sort of bass resonance or something to enhance the bass. So that's what they mentioned, that the size of this body and within there's something going on. Yeah. Yes. So I'll go through my things already. We've heard that. The hissing. Don't forget this is flat. Flat. Is it all a bit too much? Is that why they've got that cut there, which I'll engage in a minute? But go through this first. It's okay. I'm going to move further away. It's okay. Got to put the gain up a bit more. It's okay. Going closer. So I've got a bit of that. Going close, bringing back a bit. Now I wonder, a lot of people, Joe Rogan and the rest that I've heard, whether they have that flat thing going on, because I haven't heard it be quite so spiky as this. But I'll finish what I'm doing here first. So I've got the hisses of breath. Let me hear. Oh, let me refresh our ears. So I'm going to go back to the SV33. I'm going to go back to the SC33. I'm going to go back to the SV33. I've gone back to the SV33. I've gone back to the SV33. I've gone back to the SV33, which I'm turning up just a little. I've gone back to the SV33, which to my ears is much more natural, which of course, well, it's 4 times the price, something like that. So there we go. Back on the SM7B, and everything sounds much more contained, much smaller somehow to my ears. How am I going to do the switches? Let's do that and see if I can get rid of that. See what it's like without that. Okay, here I am with the switch with the reduction. Now, very difficult to know. I've heard this mic a lot on the internet, and I'm thinking most people probably have it flat, because that's I find that when it's not flat, it is not very pleasant for my ears. This is it with the presence reduced. This is it with the presence reduced. This is it with the presence reduced. I'm moving over. This is the SV33. This is the SV33. This is the SV33, and whilst I'm there, this is the SM7B. So as you'd expect, it just sounds, it's if you can, to me anyways, if I can get in there with the detail there, which I wouldn't expect from this one. Staying on here, oh yes, now this I much preferred. They mentioned, Shure again, thorough. Not only can you get a thicker pop shield if you're having trouble, but they said you can remove it and you might find it's more open. And I think I'm going to use this on a separate video as well. We'll see what happens, because I noticed that it was more open. So let me just loosen it. Okay, so now I'm going to just take it on and off. I'm on the SM7B. I'm on the SM7B with the foam. I'm on the SM7B with the foam. I'm on the SM7B without the foam. I'm on the SM7B without the foam. I'm on the SM7B without the foam. Pointing my voice slightly to the side. Could go to the front. I'm on the SM7B without the foam. I'm on the SM7B without the foam. Now I'm on the SV33. Now I'm on the SV33. Now I'm on the SM7B without the foam. I'm on the SM7B with the foam. What I'm going to do later, because it's a few more times, sorry, but I'm going to cut instantly between them so you can hear. SM7B with the foam. SM7B without the foam. SM7B with the foam. SM7B without the foam. Okay, I guess because I'm only going to do this once and the mic's going to go back, I'll show you what the bass boost reduction is like. This is me getting quite close to the SM7B with the bass flat. This is me quite close to the SM7B with the bass flat. I'm going to cut the bass now. This is me on the SM7B with the bass cut. This is me on the SM7B with the bass cut. And it sounds like the bass has been cut. Usable. Quite well judged, I think. I'm going to put the bass back on and then see what happens if I cut it on the desk. Okay, this is the SM7B with the bass back on, so you can hear a little bit of that there. And if I just do the 100 Hertz on the desk, this is the 100 Hertz on the desk, cut, SM7B with 100 Hertz. I'm feeling that this 100 Hertz is a bit higher, maybe, than the mic does it, so I'm going to use the bass control at 80 Hertz. This is the SM7B flat. This is the SM7B with all the 80 Hertz taken off. SM7B flat. Now I'm just taking the 80 Hertz down a little. SM7B with the 80 Hertz taken down a little, which sounds to me, from what I can remember with the switch, that it's quite close to it. Going back to flat. So I'm going to use this then with what they say is flat. That sounds best to me. So with the treble reduced somewhat and the bass flat. I'm going to do proximity close and far. I've done proximity a bit, but I've do my little cheat, which is if you see my other video, you'll see that the capsule, can't see it from there. Imagine this is the SM7B. The capsule's somewhere down there. There's a metal grill inside and then the foam over the top. The capsule's somewhere down there. So you can get closer to it by going to the side, but you have to be careful with the breath. If you want to, I'm thinking if you're voiceover or something. I'm on the SM7B now, getting used to it. So I'm going to move away from it a bit. This is the SM7B. This is the SM7B. I don't hear too much of the room. This is the SM7B. This is the SM7B. This is the SM7B getting closer. This is the SM7B getting closer. This is the SM7B getting closer. There you can start to hear I'm closer. This is the SM7B getting closer to about where they say, Shure say, between 1 and 6 inches. This is the SM7B getting closer. This is the SM7B getting closer. This is the SM7B getting closer. This is the SM7B going right up to it, right up to the foam. And if I want to get a bit closer there, it's coming around the side slightly. Can you hear the proximity is increased? So if I were doing some things and I needed that, if I were doing some things and I needed that, I can get in there. Whereas opposed to if I'm being there. Here I get a bit more. What's it like compared to the 33? What's it like compared to the 33? This is the 33. This is the 33. This is the 33. Going closer. Going closer. Yeah. Oh. Come on. Oh. 7B. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm going to try some different tones. So we'll go, what about here? What do I hear as I speak? Here. I'm going to try some different tones. Then I hear keep wanting to put the SM7B up because it sounds so shut in, really. Open, but much more expensive. ooh, 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 oh yeah, ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's enough of that. Handling noise. Some low stuff there, but you're not going to be doing that. You might just get a little bit of, but everything's going to make some sort of noise, isn't it? At all, just for the 33, just to see. So interestingly, the 33 hasn't got any of the low stuff that I can hear. Really, not much. But there is that ring, but that ring could be this. So it's a bit difficult to say. Okay, so I forgot to do the pops and the polar pattern. And it might be quite useful for the neighbours having a chat upstairs doing Skype or something. So I don't know if that's going to be able to hear that. Might give you some idea of what it's like at rejecting noise around the room. Pops. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Good to me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked... I do see some people with it kind of at the side, and I've noticed there you've got to be a bit careful because obviously not designed to do what Shure says. And then you get a Peter Piper pick. You can see there, if he goes through the side to the diaphragm, doing as they say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Very good. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. You've got to be really clumsy to get anything. So that's good. Now let's do this one then. How can I do this? Easily enough. Ish. Now I'm on axis. I'm coming round to the side. Coming round to the side. They say it's cardioid. Coming round to the side. Coming round to the side. Still picking up quite a bit. Oh, remember, of course. Aha. Remember, of course, the diaphragm's about there. So I say I'm coming round to the side, but I'm not. Coming round to the side, which wouldn't be an issue in the room. It's all about rejecting the room. So that wouldn't be an issue. Just remember, if you are right up against it, then you need to come behind the diaphragm, obviously, to be or to the side or behind it. Right, so now, coming round to the side, now we get the rejection there. Coming round to the side, that's about where the diaphragm is. Coming round to the back, and you can see rejection, or you can hear rejection there is very good. Round to the side, round to the side, round to the side, round to the side. Now you can hear it starting to come on, of course, because as I've said, my mouth is above where the diaphragm is, so I'm effectively on the front of it. So there you go. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money, wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar, "Oh, lovely pussy, oh, pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are." The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money, wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar, "Oh, lovely pussy, oh, pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are." So what is the Rockbottom connection? Well, Rockbottom's a music shop over the road from me, established in 1974. In 1979, I bought my Fender Super Twin reverb amplifier there. I've still got it and it still works. And they do all sorts of microphones, as you can see. Obviously Shure, Lewitt, Yamaha, all sorts, stage and studio. And they've got some second-hand mics, audio interfaces, all sorts of good stuff. And as you can see, loads of electric guitars, And if you're into them, I'm not so much, but acoustic guitars. And there you can see also keyboards. They do PA. And here you can see, obviously, electric guitar amplifiers. And as if that's not enough, upstairs, they've got a drum section and also cymbals and percussion. And they do servicing and repair of all sorts. Also, they've got 7 rehearsal rooms. You can see a couple of the smaller ones there. So you can do your stuff. You can come and try some mics out down in the rehearsal rooms and get a kind of real world feel for it. Yeah, it's in Croydon. You can buy stuff, of course, and get in touch if there's particular things you want. Anyway, my idea then is that I can, there are a fair few mics. I get mates rates if I hire them and check them out. So that's the plan.